Here's what most people never think about when they grab a pack of hot dogs. The word meat on that label doesn't mean what you think it means. Legally, a hot dog can be made from a paste produced by forcing animal carcasses through a high-pressure sieve. Skin, fat, connective tissue, and bone fragments stripped from whatever's left after the real cuts are removed. And that paste can be listed on the label as mechanically separated chicken. It's allowed, it's common, and it's in most of the packages in that aisle right now. Then there's the corn syrup, the sodium nitrite, the potassium lactate, and sodium diacetate, industrial preservatives found in hand warmers and cleaning products. Listed right there on the label, while most shoppers skip past them because the brand on the front already feels familiar. 6 brands to avoid, 2 that actually passed. We go from lower concerns to the worst offender at number 1. The brand at the top of this list claims no fillers on its own packaging. Then you read what's actually inside. Number 6. Gwaltney Great Dogs. The chicken hot dog, the one positioned as the lighter, healthier choice. Fewer calories, lower fat. The word chicken on the front where beef used to be. It reads like a trade-up. The first ingredient is mechanically separated chicken. Not breast, not thigh. Mechanically separated chicken is produced by forcing poultry bones through a sieve under high pressure, stripping whatever soft tissue remains after the primary cuts are already gone. The result is a paste that can include fat, skin, and connective tissue. That paste is the foundation of what you're eating. The texture confirms it. Gwaltney Great Dogs don't behave like meat on the grill. They don't snap. They don't develop a crust. They steam and soften. The sensory output of compressed protein paste, not muscle. Reviewers consistently describe the flavor as closer to bologna than a hot dog, which makes sense because the base material is structurally the same thing. The calorie count is low because the meat content is low. What's filling out the rest of that dog is water, additives, and the cheapest available source of something the label can legally call protein. Number 5. Bar S Classic Franks. One of the top-selling hot dogs in America. Not because it's good, but because it's dirt cheap, under $1.50 at Walmart and Dollar General. The ingredient list: mechanically separated chicken, mechanically separated turkey, pork, water, corn syrup, potassium lactate, sodium nitrite, sodium phosphate, sodium diacetate. Beef appears in the contains less than 2% of grouping. Beef in a frank is a trace ingredient. Corn syrup in a hot dog is never a flavor choice. It's a correction. The base material doesn't have enough natural savory depth to taste like anything, so sweetness fills the gap. On Reddit and food forums, Bar S dogs are called possessed, mushy, and unsettling in texture. One user noted they don't get plump when you cook them. Accurate, because a paste-based hot dog has no internal structure to expand. The $1.50 price makes sense once you understand what's inside. The problem is most people grabbing this aren't reading the ingredient panel, they're reading the price. Number 4. Oscar Mayer Classic Wieners. The yellow package, the jingle most Americans can still hum. Oscar Mayer is what hot dog means for a significant share of the population, which is exactly why the ingredient list deserves more attention than it gets. Oscar Mayer states on its packaging that its wieners contain no fillers. Then the ingredient list shows mechanically separated turkey, pork, chicken, and alongside that, corn syrup and dextrose. 2 separate forms of added sugar in a product that has no business containing sugar at all, plus sodium phosphate, sodium erythorbate, and sodium nitrite. The no fillers claim operates around a narrow regulatory definition. What it doesn't mean is no additives, no industrial preservatives, no mechanically separated poultry, and no added sugar. Open a package and the smell hits immediately. Heavily salted, faintly sweet, with a synthetic undertone from the preservative combination. That chemical note is sodium erythorbate and sodium nitrite doing what they're designed to do. The trade-off is that you can taste them. Number 3. Ballpark Classic Franks. The mid-range option. The name implies the real thing, the stadium experience, the authentic American hot dog. The Classic Franks are the everyday pack. Main ingredients: mechanically separated chicken, pork, water, corn syrup, potassium lactate. Same structure as Bar S. Nicer package, higher price point, around 500 milligrams of sodium per franc. Most people eat 2. A meal built around ballpark classics can clear 1,200 milligrams of sodium before condiments, more than half the recommended daily intake in a single sitting. Reviewers describe the texture as silky smooth. That sounds like a compliment until you understand what produces it. Real meat has grain and resistance. Silky smooth means the base material was processed into a paste fine enough that no texture from the original animal remains. Number 2. Hebrew National Beef Franks. Hebrew National built its identity on "we answer to a higher authority," the idea that kosher certification meant more rigorous standards. The first ingredient is beef. That's real, and it separates this brand from the mechanically separated poultry situation on the rest of the list. The problem is what follows. The ingredient list includes soy protein, which functions as a filler extending meat volume without being meat. Hebrew National claims no fillers on its packaging. The soy is there in the ingredients. That gap between what the label says and what the panel shows is precisely the thing worth knowing before paying a premium for a brand whose identity rests on being more honest than the competition. The kosher certification governs slaughter and preparation. It doesn't govern what goes into the formulation afterward. This isn't the worst product in this aisle. Beef First is a real differentiator, but the soy filler that the label claims isn't there makes this one worth a second look. Number 1. Ballpark Prime Uncured Beef Franks. This one requires the most attention because it's specifically designed for people who already read labels. The Prime line, the uncured designation, no added nitrates, no byproducts, no fillers, no artificial flavors. Every claim on that package targets the consumer who has already started paying attention. There's a word to know before reading any label that says uncured. Uncured does not mean no nitrates. It means the nitrates come from a natural source. In this case, celery powder. Celery powder is high in naturally occurring nitrates that perform the exact same chemical function as the synthetic version when added to meat. The body doesn't distinguish between them. Studies have linked nitrites to increased risk of certain cancers and type 2 diabetes. The uncured label is not a health claim. It's a regulatory classification that most shoppers read as 1. Then, the sodium, 710 milligrams per hot dog. 2 dogs. The standard serving for most people is 1,420 milligrams before the bun or condiments. One dietitian described this product specifically as heart disease in a bun when eaten in standard portions. The beef is real. The no fillers claim is accurate by regulatory definition, but the consumer paying a premium for this package is doing so because the front label sounds like exactly what they were looking for, and the sodium count and the celery powder nitrate workaround are in small print, where most people who trusted the front will never look. Now here's what actually passed. Best option 2, Boar's Head Beef Frankfurters. No wellness language, no uncured claim, just a short ingredient list. Beef, water, salt, spices, paprika, garlic juice, sodium erythorbate, sodium nitrite, 8 ingredients. Beef is first and dominant. No corn syrup, no dextrose, no soy filler, no potassium lactate or sodium diacetate. The sodium nitrite is still present. This is a cured product, but it's not buried under 6 other preservatives doing structural work that real meat would handle on its own. The snap is real. Bite through the casing, and there's resistance followed by release, the texture that happens when the interior is actual muscle rather than processed paste. The beef flavor carries through the whole bite without needing sweetness to compensate. Around $8 for an 8-pack. The ingredient list earns the price instead of just implying it. Best option 1, Applegate Naturals, uncured, beef, hot dogs. The ingredient list in full: grass-fed beef, water, sea salt, vinegar, granulated garlic, paprika, spices, dehydrated onion, cultured celery powder. That's it. No mechanically separated anything. No corn syrup, no soy, no sodium nitrate, the compound found in fireworks, and no sodium diacetate found in hand warmers. Applegate has published those comparisons deliberately because they want you to know what they left out. The beef is 100% grass-fed and pasture-raised. Grass-fed beef has a different fat profile and a cleaner, more direct flavor that doesn't need sweetener to round it out. Open the package, and the difference is immediate. No chemical edge, no synthetic sweetness in the aroma. pull one out and the texture holds, firm, with visible grain, not the uniform pallor of a paste product. Available at Whole Foods, Target, and Kroger, around $7 to $9 for 10. The celery powder note applies here too. Naturally occurring nitrates from celery powder are still nitrates, and that's the honest trade-off of any uncured product. But within that constraint, the rest of the ingredient list is as clean as this category gets at retail scale. The hot dog aisle is sorted by brand recognition, not by what's inside the package. The most purchased brands got there first and stayed familiar. Their formulations haven't improved in proportion to what decades of research on mechanically separated meat and sodium nitrite have produced. The two brands that passed started with a different question, not how do we hit a price point, but what is the shortest list of real ingredients that makes a product worth eating? The answer isn't complicated. Beef, water, salt, spices. Everything else on this list is what happens when the beef isn't good enough to carry the product on its own. Next time you're in that aisle, flip the package before it goes in the cart. If the first ingredient is mechanically separated anything, put it back. If corn syrup appears anywhere on the list, the meat needed help tasting like food. The two worth buying say exactly what they are. The 6 on this list are counting on the fact that most people never ask.